Just be good. So, and I really agree with the fact, surprising. You got to surprise your kids. Not only surprise your kids, but surprise the teachers. Everything doesn't have to be announced these days. I mean, I understand that, you know, like it said, kids are rude and stuff, and so are the people. You walk up in somebody's classroom unannounced, you might get a little something that you really weren't expecting.
You really want to see, though. You really want to see people in their actual habitat. You don't want to see something that's
robots.
Like, yeah, you don't want to see that. You want to see the real thing, not something that's fake.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be a perfect scenario every day.
Right.
I mean, because things happen, especially when you're working with children.
Exactly.
I mean, you're never going to have the perfect scenario every day. So when you, as a parent, when you do just show up unannounced, then, you know, you kind of get a feel of what's really going on. And just because it's chaotic doesn't mean that it's wrong.
Right.
It just means...
Right. They're kids. It's going to be a little chaotic.
I like what Carmen said. Everybody could be having a special moment. A special moment. That's wonderful. Let's move to here. And this statement, last time I know we all had something to say about it. The best schools have a combination of rookies and old pros. Now, my secretary of this group, wrote old pros. So for those of you that are old pros, but anybody want to talk about that? Rookies and old pros. Why is it important to have a school that not only have just old teachers or not only have just young teachers? Why does there need to be a combination of the two?
Because you don't want to have a school that has teachers that's just from the age range of 20 to 30, because they really don't know as much as a teacher would know if she's 50 to 60. And the elderly
Not even like knowledge,
more.
just life lessons.
Yeah.
I mean, not just 2 + 2 or 4 + 4. It's life lessons. So
And your younger teachers can also, you know, learn from
kids,
from the kids and from the older teachers too. They also have something to bring. Not only are the older teachers teaching the children, but they can also teach their younger coworkers, the rookies, you know, that are just getting out of school, so that they can, you know, really make the best out of their career and teaching and helping these children. But
you know, something else I'd like to add to that, because, you know, we're all here. Everyone at this table is inspiring to be an educator. Mm-hmm. So, and I've seen movies, and I've seen firsthand experiences where you got a rookie and you have an old person. Old pro. You have an old pro, and they get together, and I watched this happen, right? The rookie teacher was asking the older lady for some advice, and she told him that these kids, going back to the rude and empathetic, these kids are rude. Get in the classroom, do what you need to do, and that's it. She didn't offer him any type of advice like, you know, you got to stick with it. She told him that he needed, because he was one of those, he was a rookie teacher, and he was coming in with a change the world, change the classroom attitude. And when I saw that as a student, it really hurt me, because I wanted to be a teacher then. Because I sit in my classroom, I saw how kids act, and I did not want to be in a classroom or have a future generation of students going crazy on a teacher. I mean, we see in the news all the time, you know, teacher get punched by a student.
Yeah, that was just on the news recently.
Teacher gets jumped by a student. We're tired of this happening, and I'm not going off on the old pro, but we need to realize that it's not just the old people that are giving good advice. Some of them are giving bad advice. Some of them are bringing the rookie teachers down. And so if you start off with a rookie teacher with a change the world, change the classroom type of attitude, and you meet one of these old teachers who has been through it, tired of living through it, she's going to knock that rookie down. That rookie's going to knock another rookie down. And what do you have? Rookie teachers that came in with the change the school, change the classroom attitude, and now they're like, forget it.
Yeah, and the old pros also, they need to be willing and open to learn from the rookies, because there's, you know, so much technology that we've learned. I mean, if they've graduated 10, 20 years ago, they're not familiar with this, and if we bring it to them and introduce it and say, you know, hey, look, this is what's going on, and they might like that, and then we can also learn from them as well.
Quick statement, we're going to move on. I remember when they put a smart board in our classroom. I had an old lady teacher, I'm not going to say her name, but I had an old lady teacher, and she went bananas. She's like, I do not know how to use this thing. They covered up my blackboard with it. Who knows how to cut this thing on? And that day, and from that week, we helped her. The kids helped her because we were more excited because we was like, oh God, she's not writing on this blackboard anymore. We actually have something that we can play with. So we got it. We showed her how to work it. We learned how to work it in the process. And by the end of the time in that classroom, not that day, but on in the weeks in the future, she enjoyed the smartboard. And so did we. So exactly what you're saying. Teachers can learn from the students, and Rickies can learn from the O's, and O's can learn from the technology. Post-game show. Oh my goodness, I have to say that this part really startled me, sort of made me a little upset, sort of made me a little sad, sort of made me a little happy. Let's talk about Sammy still at school.
No child should be left at school till 12 o'clock at night, regardless, any situation, anything. That's not acceptable at all.
Right, absolutely. I completely agree. And Rafe, in the book, he talks about how, you know, he gave Sammy his phone to call his mom, that she must be worried. And my thought on it was, you know, I mean, she knew that she didn't pick him up, so, you know, why wasn't she there?
To those of you that are watching right now, we're talking about Sammy still at school. At the end of the post-game, Sammy is still sitting outside, and it has now reached 12 o'clock. It is 12 o'clock, and the child is still sitting outside of school. He's been there all day. No one is well-being.
And the crazy part is that he wasn't crying.
He was
wasn't-
calm.
He was calm.
And
like
you know what?
He
knew.
wasn't
He
scared.
expected it.
Thank
He
you.
knew.
Something that wasn't even shocking to him. And that's the shocking part to me, that the fact that he's probably been through this.
Just to say, he's got treated like this his whole life.
He's
so
probably been through this
this is
more than
nothing
one
new
time.
to him.
Yes, this is something that he's like, well,
It's gonna happen. Oh well.
as you can see, we're a little riled up about the ending of this book. We have Starfish here. Rachel, do you want to explain to us?
Yeah, Mr. Esquith tells a story about a man on the beach who is trying to throw starfish back in the ocean. They've all washed up, and a child walks up and he's, you know, what are you doing? And he says, well, I'm trying to save the starfish. And the child realizing that it's impossible, he can't save all of them. He's tell you can't save them all, and he picks one up and he says, no, but I can save this one, and he throws it back, and he realizes that Sammy is that starfish, that, you know, he may not have been able to save all of his children, but he did take this one child who
Under his
struggled,
wing.
and he saved him. So
And that's that goes right along with what she said about the teachers. You might not be able to save them all, but you should take pride and joy in the fact that you at least saved one. Lighting their fires, Rafe Esquith. Hopefully you can tell that we really read and enjoyed this book, the parts that we did have. My name is Lamarcia McKellar with my cohorts
Carmen Young.
Chelsea Strong.
Rachel Gordon.
and we enjoyed this book.